Yummy, yummy, yummy. 吃，谢谢。She makes the best eggplant ever. 我给我家里朋友看，因为我们家里都没有这道菜的。哦，是吗？对。So this is how I have to wash my face now with 农夫山泉 bottled water. Okay, so Shanghai skin update. It's been 2 years. It's been 2 days. It feels like it's been 2 years since I've had the skin. I think it's gotten much better. There's still a bit of texture on it, as you can see, but it's not as like bumpy and it's not itchy like yesterday. So I went to the doctor's and she gave me this dexamethasone cream. I think it's like a steroid cream. And then she gave me like clinical grade Claritine so I can stop taking my over-the-counter Telfast. And I think it started going down as soon as I put the cream on, but the cream is a steroid cream, so I don't want to use it too much. She said twice a day for like 3 days, and since it's gone down today quite a lot, I think I'm just going to leave it on in the morning and see if it goes down anymore. My skin still feels quite textury. It still feels kind of like sandpaper and it's a bit red, but it's like so much better than yesterday. Yesterday was a nightmare. As you saw before, I've been washing my face with good old 农夫山泉 water, and I have zero product on my face except for the Aven thermal spring water. I used to love this. I know it's just water in a pressurized can, but if it works, it works. So yeah, I've just been spraying this intermittently throughout the day. Also, I sprayed after I put the steroid cream on because I can feel that the steroid cream is really strong, so I just want to like water it down a little. So she put a UV light on my face to see the lower layers of skin, and apparently it's only surface levels skin, so like the first 2 or 3 levels of skin, which means it's not coming from inside my body. I'm not poisoning myself. It's just outside irritants like pollution, air, dust, cats, and I'm also actually allergic to dust, so kind of makes sense. But okay, Shanghai metro stations are so big. I'm trying to change from like line 9 to line 1, and I swear I've been walking for like a kilometer already. Like, this place is bloody huge. I'm in a spaceship. I just want to get to my exit, and I want to exit number 1, and there's like 18 exits here. If you've been in Shanghai or anywhere in China, I know you can relate, but damn, what a workout. Show me your crown. Birthday girl! That's where we are. Look who I'm exercising with. It's Mama Kelly.
It's the first time we worked out together.
I hate working out. It's body pump as well. I'm already scared. It's a lot of like burpees and jumping. Oh shit. We're going out! Quick, the car's here! Come on! We don't have time to contour!
Here's my shoes!
Ay, ay, ay! Where are the stars? Get your water bottle out of here! It's actually not that much. Oh my god, look at all the corn! This is called like chuan kao. What is it? Shao kao chuan. So delicious. We have some scallops. This eggplant thing is bomb. It's got like xifen and like garlic on it. And then we've got like potato, cauliflower, buns, and corn and vegetables on a stew. Yummy!
There's more vegetables.
Oh my god, yum. Wawa cai. Sick! If anyone opens a store in Melbourne, let me know immediately. I will eat there every day. Say hi, where are we?
We are at a random bridge.
Xigawei. Anyway.
If only for a moment. I had a longer day being alone.
I've literally been packing for the past 8 hours non-stop, well, kind of for like the last 2 weeks non-stop. So I wanted to give you some tips in case you were like moving out of Shanghai. As you can see, I'm leaving quite a bit of stuff behind. I thought I would only have like 40 kilograms worth of stuff left to take home, but in reality it's more like 80 kilograms. I am taking one suitcase, this yellow bad boy, and this fabric bag full of clothes, because suitcases weigh like 4 kilograms each themselves anyway, so that way I can bring a bit more stuff and I just have to leave some stuff behind. Now what you can see behind me is some like storage boxes that me and my roommate Lauren bought. So if you're moving out of Shanghai and you need some like extra cash, there's a lot of secondhand WeChat groups, just like chats that you can get invited to, or there's an official account called Movin, M-O-V-I-N Shanghai, and you just basically list all the items that you need to sell. So you'll probably have to sell them for quite cheap. Like I'd sold my stuff for all like 10 to 20% of all the original price. At least it's better than just like throwing it out or just leaving it here. That way you can earn some extra cash. Like I sold like all my blankets and some storage boxes. I even sold like a bunch of clothing hangers for like 40 RMB, and I sold my iMac. So you can go on Smart Shanghai, there's a buy and sell on there, where you can sell things. Usually they don't let you sell things for under 100, so smaller things it's better to go into the WeChat groups. So if you're in any like expat, any WeChat group, you can just ask and see if anyone can invite you into those WeChat groups, because they cleanse people who are like inactive very, very often as well. And I think each city will probably have one. Like Shanghai has a billion of those WeChat groups, and you basically like make a little collage of your item, list the price, where to pick up from or Kuaiti, and then you send it into the chat, and then the people who are interested in it will message you. And also me and Lauren, for all the clothes and stuff that we couldn't sell or we couldn't find homes for, there is also a donation app as well. So you've got a whole bag of IKEA stuff. So basically you just pack up all the clothes, shoes, bags, fabrics into a bag, and you can go on the WeChat account. I'll try to link it down below. And then they organize a time to pick it up from your house, and then they donate it to people. So I think that's really, really good for recycling your clothes and just donating for people who need it more, because some of the stuff in there is pretty good. Like I got some Zara dresses that I wore once, or not even once. Like I'd be very excited to find what's in there. So yeah, me and Lauren are both about to have mental breakdowns. She's moving back to America, and as an American, she likes to bulk buy and stock up on everything. So her packing process is a little bit more insane. She's got more stuff to go through, but I think I'm almost done. I've like packed and repacked my suitcases like over 20 times, just keep weighing them, and it just keeps fluctuating. I'm like, okay, if I take out this jumper, then will it be the limit? So I'm like over 2 kilograms the limit. Cathay Pacific, please do not make me open up my suitcase and take something out, because I literally cannot. And I'm taking home my air purifier, which weighs like 8 kilograms as well. So it's just been very stressful. Also, sorry, I have a pimple sticker here because I've got stress acne. I got strachne. This is probably the worst time to show you the apartment because everything's such a mess, because like 75% of the apartment are moving out. But this is where I've been living in Shujiahui for like the past almost 2 years. So this is kind of like been my favorite, most fun apartment. I really like how the bathroom is really big and the living room is really big. My room's quite small, but like I don't really need that much space because we got the living room anyway. And I'll show you around. Just don't scream in shock horror because it is really messy. So this is my room / Christine's room. Okay, so I'm actually sitting here editing this and I'm feeling disgusted by how messy and cluttered this whole apartment is. Just so you know, we do not live like this. It is just super messy at the moment, but the apartment is actually really nice and clean usually. Just bleh, oh my gosh. And I had like these 2 wardrobes, my bed and my desk. Christine bought these in when she moved in, so this room is just really like full of storage at the moment. We got the nice little bed here, got my IKEA plants up there. The living room, which is a freaking mess right now, is like this. And then we've got like a dining room over here. And then we've got a kitchen in here. And then we've got a bathroom. So this is me and the other girl's bathroom. And then because Lauren has an ensuite, this is actually quite a nice bathroom for like Shanghai standards, and especially for like share houses as well. This is our view. We're like right next to Shujiahui Station, so very lovely. Really love living here. Also, can we just take a moment to appreciate Shanghai's recycling game? I remember when I first came here, there was literally just one huge bin for everything. And now we have like food, which is shulaji, and then we have recyclable things, and then we have waste, and then we also have toxic hazardous waste. So it's like a trial thing, and they started it first in Shanghai, and then when you bring it downstairs, there's different bins for you to put your things in, and you get fined if you don't put it into the right one. It is kind of confusing because it all of a sudden went from 0 to everything, but one person said there's this like viral video going around in China with Peppa Pig. So basically, if Peppa Pig can eat it and won't die, then it's food, like 食垃圾 waste. If like Peppa Pig eats it, like it's not edible and it like doesn't kill Peppa Pig and they're still safe to be around the stuff, then it's like recyclable. For example, like cardboard boxes and bags and cartons and stuff. But if Peppa Pig eats it and then will feel sick and be poisoned, then it's waste, like 干垃圾. And if it's like he eats it and he will be definitely poisoned, then it's like hazardous stuff, like, you know, electrical wires and batteries and everything. But I think it's great. And also, like, I just washed out my Starbucks drink, but everywhere now has paper straws, like literally everywhere. I remember back then it was always plastic straws. So Starbucks has like special cap lids where you don't need to have the straw in it. But everywhere, like even your Waimai stuff, they always bring paper straws out. And now when you order Aloe and Waimai, they'll ask you like, do you need cutlery? Because usually if you order like a couple dishes, like I usually do, they'll give you like 4 sets of cutlery because they think it's a 4-person meal, but really it's like all for me. But now they ask you if you need it or not before you do your order. And if you say 无需要餐具 and you don't need any cutlery, you get like extra points towards your Aloe. So I think it's amazing that Shanghai is doing like it all at the moment. So excited to see what's next and hopefully see it to spread across all of China. Australia, and I thought I would give you a little like life update and what happened with my skin. So I'm kind of now based in Australia now, and I will be traveling back to Shanghai if I have jobs to do or if anything pops up. I thought I would have gotten more hosting jobs, I guess, this year, but every time I leave, it's like a blackout period for me where I just don't get any jobs for a couple months. So I don't know if it's because of that or it's because of like the entertainment industry at the moment, because everyone who I know who is working in it in China is saying it's really struggling this year and everyone's really struggling and a lot of people have lost their jobs. Myself included. So I haven't really been back that often, as often as I would like. So this time I went to pack up my apartment because obviously I don't live there anymore and I don't want to keep paying for my apartment. So this one I got from the Yesstyle box as well. This is the JMEELAb Frozen Jelly and Capsule Mist. Now, I've been using this with the BADESCU. Y'all know how much I love a facial spray mist, but this one's really cool because it's like a jelly texture, but when it sprays into like a mist. So it's got like centella, I think that's what it's called, and then it's got aloe extract, green tea extract, but it's also got camellia oil extract, which comes in like these little bowls. But when you press it, it becomes a mist, which is so cool. But I also like it because obviously it doesn't irritate my skin. It's meant to be for dry and sensitive skin, especially if you've got like external irritation, like what happened to me when I was back in Shanghai. My skin was very irritated from everywhere, but it also really smells like baby skincare. I don't know why, but it just smells like a really like soft baby. Now, while we wait for that to soak up, so I don't work in the radio anymore. At the start of the year, a lot of us no longer had a spot for our show on the radio. Didn't really get it explained to me, so I can't really explain it to you guys as well, but I was there for 5 years. I was there from the whole conception of the idea until the start of this year. So I think 5 years is a really long time. I did want to do things better and bigger, but I think by the last 2 years I just kind of reached this stagnant spot where I just didn't really know what I was doing, but I was just gonna keep doing it whether I knew it was good or bad. And the show schedule just kept changing. My show kept getting pushed around, so it wasn't like I could really grow anything, because if you try to grow something, then it would just be moved to a next slot, then you have to start all over again. And it was also hard because I wasn't there all the time as well, so I couldn't really do any like live interactions. But for better or worse, I had been thinking of starting my own podcast with my good friend Bebe, who used to do the morning show with me for ages as well. Now that I don't work at the radio anymore, we kind of have no choice but to do it. So I've been plugging it on previous videos. It's on Himalaya. It's a podcast. We talk about a lot of stuff that we kind of used to talk about on the radio, but on a broader spectrum. Because at the radio, it's very strict on what you can and what you can't talk about. And even when it comes to celebrity gossip as well, you can't really talk about like the bad kind of like cheating scandalous things. So on our radio show we talk everything about dating, or mostly Bebe's dating life and celebrity gossip, movie, TV show recommendations, and any kind of news that's been happening in Shanghai, for example like the garbage sorting that you guys saw before. So with my skin, as soon as I came back to Australia, I still had a lot of under the skin bumps, so it was still really congested even though most of the big bumps had gone away. So I went to go get a facial and I had to go get them like all extracted. My skin looks okay from surface level, but if you like zoom in on it and you use a microscope, everything is so clogged up, especially my chin area. Like even touching it now, it's just bumpy and I can feel like I could probably squeeze out all this gunk, and like my nose area here and here as well. My cheeks are more or less okay, but it's just like this area is nasty ever since high school. I literally spent like 40 minutes getting extractions. It hurts so much. Every time after I get a facial, I tend to break out a bit more as well, and also hormonal breakouts before my period. So, 2 things that I use for pimples and breakouts. The first one would be the Glossier Zit Stick. This is good for like those big kind of hormonal pimples, but you have to kind of put it on, well for me, I put it on before it comes to the surface. So when I feel the bump or when I feel like a bit of redness and irritation is coming up, I apply this at night. This stuff is strong. Like I can put a little bit on and then dab it off and it's still super drying. So it's 5% benzoyl peroxide, which is strong acne medicine. And if I put on too much or if I use it a couple of days in a row, I will be peeling in that section for like the next 5 days. For pimples that have already come up that has the head, or I've been nitpicky and picked it, and you know how you can never fully squeeze the pus out and there's always a little bit that kind of like leaks out later in the day, I'll put on the NEOGEN patches. Okay, so I love these. I'm really sad because I've almost used them all. I've got 6 left out of 24. This is from the Yesstyle box as well. It is like a lot of the other stickers that you can get, like CosRx, but the CosRx one didn't stick on my skin as well. These ones I find hold their place well, but they also lock in the moisture. So unlike the Zit Stick, this doesn't dry you out. So it's kind of like a moisture barrier and it really sucks out all the gunk. What I usually do is I'll put this on, even if I'm at home or if I'm walking outside to go to the gym or whatever, I'll put one on. Who cares? It's kind of like see-through anyway. You can't really see it. And then I'll just leave it there to A, stop me from picking it, and B, hopefully suck out some of the pus. Or even if I've already picked it, then I put it on top to protect any of the outside dirt from going into like the open wound, and to just suck out the rest of the gunk that's in it to stop it from like closing up and resurfacing a pimple. I kind of miss Shanghai now that I've left, but I've also been in Shanghai for 6 years, and that was a long time considering that I was planning on staying there for 2 years. So yeah, I guess there's a new chapter in my life, kind of based in Melbourne now. I'll be still traveling to Shanghai if and when I get a job. I'm waiting to hear on 2 hosting jobs at the moment, so maybe I'll be back sooner than I thought. And then just trying to go to LA for auditions when I can. So the next one, I've also already repurchased this one because I already opened it and used it. This is the Faith in Face. It's the Hydra Gel After Shower Mask, because after shower you're meant to be all glowy and like moisturized and look super like plump. So I like this one because it's a hydrogel one, so it's not really like the papery mask, it's more like the jelly one, and it's 2-piece because my head is like really small, so usually like it all goes into my hairline like the mask, and I'm like, I don't want it to be this long, so I can really like smush it together and make it a little bit shorter. So I've been using this mask. Another one of my favorites is the Dr. JART ones. I use the Soothing Hydration or the Vital Hydra Solution. But today I'll be using this one because I just had a shower and I want that after shower look. So my good friend Bebe, the one that I'm doing my podcast with, is coming to Melbourne for a month very soon, just to like visit me, and also like she quit her job, so it's just fun employed chill times with her. And hopefully we'll be able to record a lot of podcast shows together. And it's gonna be so much fun. For the podcast, I'm working on getting it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It's been like a couple months in the making, but like you have to link it to a blog or something. So I'm trying to figure that out because I'm really bad at tech. I'm gonna ask you guys, if I put it on Spotify and Apple, will you guys listen to it? Because it's, even though it's kind of like English and Chinese, it's mostly Chinese. I would say it's like 75% Chinese, and within that 75%, it's like 60% Shanghainese and 15% Mandarin, and then the rest of the 25%, oh my god, my maths, 25% would be in English. So it's not a lot of English, but I think it would be good for people who want to like practice their Chinese, especially if you're Shanghainese. You'll get a lot of the jokes and stuff, because my Shanghainese isn't like amazing. My Mandarin obviously isn't amazing either, so hopefully you'll be able to understand me, and I'll always inject a bit of English words in there as well. So let me know if we put our podcast on like Spotify and stuff, will you listen to it? And I will see you guys soon, and hopefully we'll have a whole Melbourne discovery vlog with Bebe soon. Oh my god.